Well, hello and a very warm welcome to the Sweet Spot. I'm Dave Clark of the Racing Post, joined by the mercurial Steve Palmer, and we are here on the Racing Post YouTube channel in association with AK Bets. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Let us know in the comments below who you're backing if you're following Steve's tips, and more importantly, if you're backing any winners. Steve, how are you? You look a little bit jaded there, my man.
I'm a bit jaded, yeah, but I'm going to pump myself up for your first Sweet Spot as the new presenter. I've just had a whole bottle of Coke to fire me up. Welcome to the Sweet Spot, Dave. Yeah, you couldn't get two more solid working class names than Dave and Steve, could you? So I think we might grow the game, attract the common man. All right, Dave. All right, Steve. Let's do it.
We've gone full circle, of course, because, I mean, once upon a time, it used to be known as the Racing Post Golf Postcast. Then it became the Sweet Spot, and Bruce done a brilliant job. Then Jack came in, done a brilliant job, and I've got big boots to fill. But we've gone full circle, Steve.
We have, yeah. It's advanced through the years. It used to just be an audio thing, and then the visuals came in, and I was very anti the visuals. I was full of panic when the visuals came in, but Bruce convinced me the visuals were a good idea. And yeah, what a polished product we got now. So a lot of pressure on your shoulders, Dave. Two big acts to follow, but I think you can handle it, and I like your dartboard.
Absolutely. You're a bit, well, West Ham, you can see there. Before we start, Steve, I just wanted to ask you if you remember the first time we met. Do you remember the first time we met? It's quite a while ago.
I do. Was it around a pool table, a pool competition?
It was.
Yes. And I thought you were very cocky, and I thought I disliked this man intensely because you were so cocky around the pool table.
I remember being exposed to the Steve Palmer mind games, and you kept hiding the chalk.
Well, that wasn't intentional mind games. I always like to have a chalk in my pocket. I cannot handle players who, like it on the table. But if I wasn't giving it back to you when I was not at the table, I apologise. That might have been a bit of mind games, but I could see you was a serious customer on the pool table. I had to try something to defeat you and failed miserably, if I remember rightly.
That was a long time ago. Right, here we are, here and now. Of course, this show is brought to you by AK Bets. We've got a wonderful offer as well. If you've not got an account with AK Bets, well, you've come to the right place because we've got a good concession for you as well here. 50% of your stake back as a free bet up to £50 if your player loses the cut when you make your first bet with AK Bets. Use the code SweetSpot50 when signing up, and you get 50% of your stake back, 50 quid up to that as well, which is, I think, a solid concession there, Steve. If you've not got an AK Bets, you've come here because you're having a bet on the golf. Good place to start.
Absolutely. No. The emerging force in the bookmaking world. I've got an AK Bets account, and I think in the current climate, we can't really do without them. I'm just going to have to remove this dog from the arena. I was hoping she would sleep throughout it. She's now whining. You might be picking that up. There's going to be a lot of dog chat on this broadcast from now on because Dave likes his greyhounds. I like my greyhounds. I'm just grabbing the doggy. Come on then. You're going to have to go and roam in the garden. Say goodbye.
Oh, that's lovely.
There we go. So 1 second.
No problem. As Steve does that there, I'll mention where we took. Let's mention greyhounds. First out of the traps as well, I think, or one of the first out of the traps. So fair play to AK Bets. We recorded this on a Tuesday morning, and they were fast out of the traps yesterday, Steve. If you're back with us, AK Bets very quick to get their golf markets up.
Yes. Yeah, they're good on golf. They're good on greyhounds. They've got Leon Price, the greyhound master, haven't they? Pricing up the greyhounds. So they're excited about the greyhound derby. We're excited about the greyhound derby, but this is the golf podcast, and all three markets are up now. We've got three tournaments, a triple header. Couldn't be more exciting. We love a triple header. Let's get over the USPGA disappointments here. USPGA was very disappointing for us. Rory McIlroy and then jumped onto Bryson DeChambeau. Let's talk about that.
Well, he was very much on the DeChambeau train going into Sunday, and you at least got a run for your money, Steve, because it went to the wire.
Yeah, and what a reminder to the world about the talent of Bryson DeChambeau and what an entertainer he is. I would say he is the player that the PGA Tour galleries miss more than any other live player. I mean, they don't see much of the livers apart from in the majors. But DeChambeau, he put on a real show last week. I thought he was unlucky on Sunday. He played so well on Sunday. It was just that fourth hole. We were talking in the epic watch along on Sunday that the fourth hole was a pickup hole that with his power, he should have been making birdie there. So a par at the fourth was the only sort of serious blunder. But DeChambeau was contended in both of the year's first two majors. you have to keep your eye on Bryson.
Keep your eye on Bryson. Yeah, and that you can obviously go back and watch that watch along if you'd like to. It's a bit of a marathon if you'd like to see our colleague Joe Champion confess to the fact that he owns a sausage dog, or maybe the Duke. Dukey came on and described his despise of the Rocket. What did you make of that, Palmer?
Yeah, I struggle with that one because obviously Ronnie's. I've got a lot of affection for Ronnie, but I mean, I had a big bet on Ronnie for the world, so I wasn't best pleased with his performance against Stephen Maguire. But yeah, where do you sit on the Ronnie O'Sullivan fence?
Somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah.
I kept a dignified silence during that rant. But we love Brendan Duke's rants, and watch your back if you've got a spare 100 hours.
Well, let's talk about the winner then very quickly, Steve, because it was a front-running performance, really, wasn't it? I mean, we were looking for excuses maybe or reasons for him not to win it, Xander Schauffele going into the final round, but he got the job done.
Yeah, a 14-1 winner. I don't have huge regrets about missing a 14-1 Schauffele winner because he has been suspect in contention. But yeah, he hung in there well on the front nine, protected his score well on the front round. He got him out of position a few times on the front nine, managed to scramble past. But I thought the 10th hole was going to be a huge turning point. He made a bogey 6 at the 10th. An easy hole, 3 putted. I was staggered to see him bounce back with back-to-back birdies. He went bogey 6, back-to-back birdies at 11 and 12, and then hold a 6-footer at the last to edge Bryson. So all credit to Xander. He toughed it out for the first time in a long while. He should go from strength to strength. Massive runner in the US Open, got a great record in the US Open.
We don't want to dwell too much on that, but it was quite an eventful week. We had Rory, I think, announcing or revealing he was being divorced, and then the main man arrested.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't think Rory would have liked it to have been announced when it was announced. I guess it was out of his hands. But the major drought continues for Rory. I thought the stars were aligned until the divorce news broke. I don't know how much it affected him, but there's a lot of noise on the internet, a lot of speculation there still is on why this has happened. And that Friday round was the one that killed McIlroy. Yeah, Friday 71, such a low scoring week. Yeah, we must discuss that. I don't know how you feel about 21 under winning majors.
It's a record, was it?
21 under par. Yeah, Schauffele shot 62 in the US Open last year. He shot a 62 in this major. So we need tougher major venues, I think. But when McIlroy carded a 71 on Friday, I thought, oh blimey, he's got his work cut out. He was teasing us all week, wasn't he, up and down like a yo-yo. And as for Scheffler, well, yeah, we've got a lot to discuss about Scheffler because he's playing this week according to the field as things stand. But incredible mental fortitude. How would you have reacted to a spell in the prison cell and then having to stretch in the prison cell before you ran? And then,
have you
ever been in prison, Dave?
He mentioned only visiting. He mentioned that there was like this adrenaline dump, and you can imagine, that he's gone through a lot. Then he produced some decent golf after it, didn't he? But it was the next day that he really felt it.
That's it. I think you're right. I think it does take time for these things to hit. I mean, I thought it was an amazing display of fortitude to go from stretching in your prison cell to shoot 66 on the Friday. But then he had the replacement caddy, of course, on the Saturday as well, which didn't help matters. Maybe if he had Ted Scott, his normal caddy, with him on the Saturday, they could have recovered from those early setbacks. But he had the PGA Tour chaplain employed as his caddy on Saturday, and it was a big problem for him, wasn't it? That the caddy was just like rabbit in the headlights when Scheffler started making horrendous early blunders. But yeah, three of his 4 rounds were excellent. He tied 8th in the end. Incredible effort to bounce from the prison cell to 8th place in a major. And is he going to play this week is the big question.
You're keen to go chronological order, so we're off to Antwerp this week, right? Where are we going? What we got?
Rinkven International in Antwerp. Yes, 6,940 yards, par 71, only 2 par 5s. We had the Belgian knockout at Rinkven in 2018 and 2019, and we've had the Soudal Open at Rinkven in 2022 and 2023. Tight, tree-lined parkland track, lots of short par 4s. Got some breeze on Thursday, then 3 calm days after that. Mixture of sunshine and clouds, 156 going to post.
156. Well, let's have a look at the market then, shall we? The Jolly, Adrian Otaegui, Jordan Smith, Thomas Peters, a Belgian up there. I did see a stat somewhere, actually, of the 16 European events staged in Belgium. None of them have been won. by Belgium. That was coming into the event last year. Is that still true, Steve?
That's still true, yeah. And we've had some handy Belgians, of course, through the years. Thomas Pieters, one of my favourite players. He's actually back playing in a DP World Tour event this week for the first time in a long while. First time since the 2023 Open that DP World Tour fans have seen Thomas Pieters, live defector, used to host this tournament. He's just coming as a player this time. So a lot of people will be tempted by Thomas Pieters, but he's not for me. He's not been doing enough on the live circuit. I don't think his course has ever really suited him.
Right, you're not into Pieters this week. Who are you into?
My number one selection is Darius van Driel. 66-1 with AK bets. You will remember did us a big favour in the Kenya Open at the end of February. That was his maiden DP World Tour title. Really cool and calm in the final round. 2-shot success. He proved how dangerous he could be on courses that put a premium on driving accuracy. Van Driel needs courses that are short and tight. He doesn't hit it far, but extremely precise. One on the Alps Tour, won twice on the Challenge Tour. Now he's off the mark on the DP World Tour, age 34. He'll be sensing a big opportunity at Rinkven. On his course debut in the 2019 Belgian knockout, Van Driel, teed up as world number 434, made it to the final, beaten only by Guido Migliozzi. So Van Driel fell in love with Rinkven 5 years ago. Last year, he turned up at the Soudal Open off the back of 4 consecutive missed cuts on the DP World Tour, finished 22nd in the Soudal Open. This time, tees up, much better spirits. He hasn't played a suitable venue since that Kenya win. This track is ideal for him, though. I think he's one of the more likely title contenders, yet he's priced up as an also-ran. So, yeah, all about the Darius.
Oh, this is a beautiful market. 18 the field. This is what a golf market should look like, Steve. So what else have you got for us?
Next best is Alex Fitzpatrick, 40-1 with AK bets. Becoming something of a sweet spot regular. I'm pretty convinced he's going to win on the DP World Tour at some stage soon. Made great strides last year. Won on the Challenge Tour. 17th in the Open Championship. Runner-up in a DP World Tour event, the ISPS Hander. 5th at Cranthea. And he's been really solid this year as well. 5 top 25 finishes and 8 starts. The last of them was in the PGA Tour event in the Corrales Punta Cana. He's finished 11th alongside his brother Matt in the Zurich Classic Pairs event on the PGA Tour. It's just steady progress from Alex, a 25-year-old, ready for his breakthrough. And I think Rinkven's a good fit. He missed the cut by a shot on his course debut last year. He was ranked 719th in the world coming into that event. He returns this week as world number 154. Rust out of his system yesterday. I don't know if you spotted, there was a US Open qualifier at Walton Heath yesterday. He played 36 holes there. He made 9 birdies, lots of mistakes as well. I expect better in Belgium.
Better in Belgium. We're going for players with accuracy. Is that what we're looking for on this track?
Yes. Tight tree line track. Got to be disciplined. Lots of short par 4s. Yes, absolutely. And Fitzpatrick, very accurate on approach.
Right, that's 2. How many have you got, Steve? And who's the next one?
3. It's a 3-pronged attack.
Yeah, okay.
And it is Bernd Wiesberger. 33-1 with AK bits. Burnt Cheeseburger, as some people like to call him. He made a solid return to DP World Tour life. This is an 8-time DP World Tour champion, defected to the live circuit. Now, since the start of this year, he's been back on the DP World Tour. He's played 7 tournaments since his return. 5 of them have yielded top 25 finishes. Wiesberger made his Rinkven debut in 2019 and reached the quarterfinals of the Belgian knockout, lost to the eventual champion, Guido Migliozzi. He was 37th on his only Soudal Open start. I think he's one of the best players in this field. He made 10 birdies yesterday at Walton Heath. Darius van Driel didn't bother with it, which is fantastic. Stayed on the continent, preparing for this. I think Darius van Driel sensing his chance. Alex Fitzpatrick and Bernd Wiesberger couldn't resist that US Open qualifier. Neither of them qualified, but Wiesberger made 10 birdies at Walton Heath. And now they can both be fully focused on the Soudal Open, knowing that they're not going to the US Open.
Okay. Anything else to add there, Steve? Going with a 3-pronged attack. No.
Let's move on because we've got 3 tournaments, and we love our multiples on this podcast.
Good. Now we're talking. Right, we are off to Texas. We're going to Fort Worth, which is known as Cowtown. If you didn't know that already, Steve, Cowtown.
Is it? Yes.
Charles Schwab Challenge. I'm full of useless.
This is good.
Fort Worth is known as Cowtown. Right. Talk to me. What have we got here then? We've already touched on the chef at 3-1, which I think is bonkers. I'm assuming you're not going there.
I am not going there. I will give you a brief description of the course, and then I'll explain why I'm not going there. Colonial Country Club, Fort Worth, Texas, and we've had a course renovation since last year. Jill Hance has been brought in to tinker with it a little bit, but we're 7,289 yards par 70, only 2 par 5s. Both the main events this week only got 2 par 5s. We've had a PGA Tour event at Colonial since 1946. Yeah, this is a classic layout, pretty straightforward for the modern pro. A test of accuracy over power. So hit it straight at Colonial, putt well. You've got a chance of contending. We've got some weather this week, though. Looks like being warm, humid, stormy and breezy every single day. A field of 1, 3, 2 going to post. And, the question mark is Scotty going to bother? Because I don't know how you feel about it. Yeah, I think he could do the week off. But, he's so loyal to the PGA Tour events in Texas. Texas is his adopted home state. He likes to tee up in front of his friends and family. He lives in Dallas. He'll be looking to put that USPGA behind him. But this is not over. This issue with the law. He's had his collar felt by the law, and they keep a tight grip. And he was supposed to be his first court hearing was supposed to be on Tuesday. Today as things stand, but that's been shunted back. I've heard rumours that's been shunted back. But he's got a felony charge hanging over his head. He's the only player in the field with a felony charge hanging over his head, and he's 3-1 favourite. It's not a price that gets me excited. If he does turn up, he's going to have a very uncomfortable media conference, I would imagine. Yeah. He's not for me. No, my instinct is to leave that alone. There'll be better times to back Scotty Scheffler.
Right, okay. Just before we get onto that, what a magnificent clubhouse as well at Colonial.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. Sounds like you've hung out in Cowtown. Have you been to Cowtown?
I haven't. No, I haven't. But Colonial was one of them that you just remember, right? It's just
for sure.
Magnificent clubhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Maybe one day we should head over to Cowtown and hang out at that clubhouse. I mean, is that because there's lots of farmers and whatnot?
I'm not going to confess to
knowing what's called
with my research.
I would imagine there's lots of cows there.
I think so. Yeah, Texas. On the ranches, all that kind of jazz,
That's what I was getting at.
Yes, exactly. Right, talk to us then, Steve. How many this week at the...
this is a three-pronged attack. Three-pronged attack in the Soudal, three-pronged attack in the Charles Schwab, two-pronged attack in the senior PGA, which is coming right up.
Far away.
Max Homa. Been backing him a lot lately. Maxwell Homa, 22-1 with AK Bets, who I'd have as second favourite for this golf tournament. I think Colin Morikawa must be doing some serious soul searching at the moment. He's become, to use greyhound parlance, which I know you spend 24 hours a day using, he's become a very short runner as Colin Morikawa. He's making good starts, fading away badly under pressure over the weekend. I think Morikawa was awful at Valhalla on Sunday when he had a winning chance. Max Homa left the USPGA in better spirits. He was making his usual wisecracks about, he's been bemoaning the fact that he finished behind a player who spent some of the tournament in prison. He was always going to find some humour in that. But Homer is happy with the way his game is trending. Another modern term. His game is trending. He was 8th at Bay Hill, 3rd in the Masters, 8th at Quail Hollow. 4 solid rounds last week for 35th place on a long golf course that was playing soft. Maybe I expected too much from him last week, given how soft Valhalla was playing. This week, he can plot his way around Colonial. He can hit lots of 3-woods off the tee, which he loves doing. His iron play and his putting counts for an enormous amount. He finished 9th last year at Colonial. I think he finishes 1st this week. I think he's certainly the biggest danger to Scheffler if Scheffler turns up. I can't have Morikawa. I can't have Jordan Spieth.
Well, do you know what you've mentioned Morikawa twice there. Now, I backed him on Saturday last weekend. He was one off the lead. He was 5-1. I thought, I'll have a bit of interest. And he was never a runner. It was a boring Sunday, par. Now, went back and looked. Now, you tipped Morikawa for this event last year. So he was always going to come up because the track's but you just can't have him.
Well, his iron play is sensational and it is very, very useful at Colonial. But I just think mentally he's gone at the moment. And I think there's serious question marks about his temperament. I think it's worth pointing out that his 2 major wins, because a lot of people were saying on Sunday, he should be favourite going into Sunday because he's won 2 majors, Schauffele's won none. Those 2 major wins, the first one, the 2020 USPGA, was played in front of 0 spectators. It was during the COVID dramas. And then the second one, the 2021 Open, was reduced spectators. That was much more low-key Open Championship than usual. So, I think I think Morikawa's become very brittle. And short prices for this week, I just were not interested in. I just immediately got to Max Homer and couldn't find holes in Max Homer. If Scheffler pulls out, then I'd make Homer the most likely winner. Keep your eye out on the Scheffler stuff, because it wouldn't take much for him and his legal team or his wife. His wife might just step in and say, "Come on, mate, you need a breather. We got a baby here that needs a daddy." He's had the baby, he's buggered off to the USPGA, and now he's gone back to Meredith and saying, "No, I'm going to go and play in the Charles Schwab." If she's going to be questioning that, the legal guys will be around and saying, "Come on, we need to, sort out our defence for this felony charge." Sorry, that's my new favourite word. I suspect he may not make it to the first tee, and if he doesn't, get your bets on early on Max Homer, and you're in a wonderful position.
Yeah, the market will turn upside down if the 3-1 favourite's out. There's no two ways about that. Right, Homer, who else?
The next best is a 100-1 chance with AK Bets. It's Lee Hodges, who closed the USPGA Championship last week with rounds of 65, 67 and 69 for a share of 12th place. Hodges has burst into form, 24th at Quail Hollow the week before the USPGA. He was due to play in a US Open qualifier in Texas yesterday, didn't bother go into that. He knows he's got a good chance of making the US Open just for his world ranking now. The top 60 in the world rankings on June 10, the top 60 on June 10 get into the US Open. He's up to 76th after those USPGA heroics. I think he fancies he's going to climb into that top 60. Neat and tidy player, won on the Corn Ferry Tour in 2020. He won his maiden PGA Tour title in the 3M Open last summer. That was a 7-shot victory, if you remember rightly. He's got colonial form figures of 35-29 as a lowly ranked PGA Tour maiden. Now he's returning as a PGA Tour champion. I think he makes an impact.
At a big price there. Right, that's your two. And the third, another one at a big price?
A little bit shorter than Lee Hodges. It's Christian Bezuidenhout. 40-1 with AK Bets. Another player with the tools to make merry at Colonial Country Club. 3-time DP World Tour champion. Great iron player, razor sharp short game. He feels himself it's only a matter of time before he becomes a PGA Tour champion. I've seen quotes from him. I agree with him. I think he will become a PGA Tour champion. He was second in the 2022 John Deere Classic. He was second in the American Express at the start of this year. Form figures from his last 7 starts: 13, 9, 25, 28, 3, 16, missed cut. Missed the cut by a shot of Valhalla last week. Really long course for him. He's not one of the biggest hitters. Second round 68 was a plucky effort, not enough to sneak through. Colonial, much better fit. Form figures of 15, 21 from his last 2 Charles Schwab starts. And he turned 30 on Sunday, Dave, which I think, I think he's going to start his 30s in style. It can change a man when you turn 30. Time to take this thing seriously, Christian.
Coming of age. I think when you hit 30, you always think, I've got to be an adult now. The craziness of the 20s is beyond you. Go on.
I agree. And one day you'll turn 30, Dave, and then you'll know.
Yeah, those days are long gone. So we're away from the Bombers this week. We're not looking for distance off the tee at all.
No. We're looking for accuracy and tidy short game, solid approaches. I'm really after my 3-pronged attack there. My only concern about the 2 tournaments we've done so far is the weather. We've got some serious weather coming in the Charles Schwab, plenty of breeze in the forecast. So we need a bit of luck with the tee times. I'm not even sure where you want to be at this stage because the forecast is so volatile. And then in the Soudal, Thursday, very breezy. I'd prefer to be out early on Thursday. So look out for the tee times there.
Okay, and when do they tend to land, Steve, the tee times?
Sometime, where are we? Tuesday. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, have a little look on the DP World Tour website tomorrow, and the tee times will be out at some stage. Yeah, you can't be certain what time because they can be a bit lackluster. But keep your eyes peeled. Refresh
on the website. Right, they are the 2 main events, but we've got another one. The crusty old fogies are having a go, right? What we've got this week as well?
You'll be a crusty old fogey one day, Dave. Senior PGA Championship. So great excitement on Sweet Spot whenever we get 3 tournaments. I mean, more often than not, we get 3 tournaments these days with the Live circuit. Yeah, we've got PGA Tour, DP World Tour, Live. And in the summer, we get the senior majors, we get the ladies majors. I think there's a ladies major next week. We love each way trebles, and we're going to attack the senior PGA Championship in Michigan. Just have a
Yes,
slurp.
the KitchenAid.
Oh, yes.
PGA, which I can tell you, KitchenAid appliances are there to bring culinary inspiration to life. Are you excited by that? Does that make you want to go out and buy a washing machine or a dishwasher, Steve?
I need a bit of culinary inspiration. Yeah, I really struggle with that. I mean, my best dish is sort of pate on toast. That's about as lavish as I can conjure. My lady wife does suffer knowing that anything I cook will not be very nice. But I can do you a good pate on toast if you need it.
Nice thick spread on that as well.
Yes.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Right, we are 5-1 the field for this one then. Steve Stricker, Stuart's thinking at 7s, Richard Bland at 8, Padraig Harrington at 10-1 as well. So as expected, very, very familiar faces at the top of the market. But where are you off to, Steve, here?
Well, we're off to the golf club at Harbour Shores Resort, Benton Harbor, Michigan. 7,096 yards, par 71. A Jack Nicklaus designed layout. Is hosting this event for the 6th time in the space of 12 years. So loads of course form for you to devour. It's on the shores of Lake Michigan. Fairly straightforward for the professionals. Lots of low scoring events here. But the greens, fast and undulating. You need to find the right sections of those greens on approach. You need to have a sharp short game. This is the one that's got the best weather. There's no weather concerns in this one. Sunny and calm throughout. We've got a field of 156 going to post.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Steve. You may or may not know the answer to this, but what are the conditions to be eligible for this event, the criteria, the entrance?
Well, it's very interesting you bring that up because it's quite controversial because the player I'm about to talk about plays on the live circuit and he's not allowed into the Senior Open, but they've let him into this. So I would describe the criteria as a bit wishy-washy. There's certain senior majors that they let people in that are not allowed in other ones.
It's not just an age.
Sorry. Oh no, 50. Yeah, 50.
50.
Right,
okay.
Yeah. Right. Any senior event, if you're under 50, you can't get in it. It's the same in all sports, I think. In the darts world, I know you like your darts as well. I think 50 is the mark when you become an old man. Because I know that they keep, Wayne Mardle is not 50 yet, and they keep saying you're going to play in the world's darts senior championship when you're 50, and he says he's not going to do it. So 50 in darts, 50 in golf. And I like to keep my eye on the players that have just turned 50 and then come in because I think you get old. If you get to 60, then you're really struggling.
Well, yeah. When you described it as wishy-washy, I thought it was someone just kind of looking at the entrance going, you'll do, you're crusty and old enough. But, not to be too ageist here, but what sort of tees are they playing off?
The 7,096 yards, it's still proper.
You still got to have a bit of distance off the tee.
Yeah, absolutely. I've previewed senior majors where it's like 7,300 yards, 7,400 yards. Yeah, they still play proper golf courses. They can still get it out there. I mean, the equipment these days, some of them are hitting it further now than they did many moons ago because the equipment's so much better. So, no problems in that regard.
Right, so I'm assuming you've got like a 50-year-old for us. Who we got?
I've got a 51-year-old for you. And as I say, he's keen to play in the Senior Open Championship, but the rules as things stand, they don't let him. It's Richard Bland. Richard Bland is 8-1 with AK Bets, making his Champions Tour debut this week. Bland is really excited about this. I've seen interviews with him. He's taken advantage of a gap in the Live Golf schedule to try and pinch a senior major. I think he's got every chance of doing so. Been playing some really solid golf on the Live circuit. Yeah, I'm one of the few people in the world who watches all the Live events. And in only one of the 7 Live events this year, has Bland finished in the bottom half of the field. Yeah, these are 54 runner events, and he's been in the higher reaches of 6 of the 7, and playing against good players. He was 8th in Live Golf Hong Kong. He's actually banked $10 million, more than $10 million as a Live player. Live Golf has made Blandy rich. You remember him winning the British Masters, and me and Bruce were crying like babies. His interview with Barty. He won the British Masters, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Then he joined Live Golf, and he's just made an absolute fortune. Yeah, he's 51, and he's got loads of game. I think he fears nobody in this lineup.
I once played in a charity golf day at the London Club, which is not too far away from here. And every 4-ball had a pro in it, and he won the pro event.
You had a chat with Blandy, did you? Yeah.
I didn't know.
No.
We had Carly Booth was our pro in our group, in our four ball. I think she'd had enough by the second hole because we were spraying it all over the place.
Yeah. Straight
down the middle. But yeah, it was a great day. Every four ball had a pro in it, and he won it. He shot the lowest score. So,
well, Blandy probably doesn't need to bother with that sort of caper anymore.
No, it was a few years ago. I'm not sure he'd be turning up for the 10 grand top prize now.
No, this is it. He's getting about $1 million for finishing 20th in live events. So yeah, I think Bland's the value. Steve Stricker let us down badly. I don't know if you were following the dramas the other week. We were on for a face spitter.
The face spitter, of course.
And Steve Stricker let us down on, his record on the Regions Tradition track was amazing, but he could only finish third this time. But more importantly, afterwards, he started complaining of tiredness, saying how exhausted he was, and he pulled out of the PGA Championship. He was eligible to play in the proper PGA Championship last week. And on the eve of the tournament, he said, no, I'm too knackered. He's very downbeat about his energy levels. He said he couldn't hack a US PGA. I was very tired too. I would have liked to have done likewise, but my bosses didn't let me. But some alarm bells from Stricker. He was down in the dumps after that Regions Tradition. Is he starting to feel the pinch of old Father Time? He's 57, Dave. Steve Stricker's 57, and I didn't like his comments after the region. So I think Blandy's going to take advantage. I mean, Blandy, he's been playing with John Rahm, he's been playing with Brooks Koepka. There's lots of good players on the live circuit now, and for him to be banking healthy checks in that company and then going up against what he's facing this week, this is a weak field compared to what Blandy's used to. Stephen Alker's not in the field for some reason. I don't know. Stephen Alker must have some family commitments. He's not there, or some injury niggle. So there's not a lot to beat. All on the Blandy.
All right. So 2 of the 3 tournaments this week, vulnerable favourites, we think as well. How many others have we got in the seniors?
Just got one other as a backup to Blandy, and it's Brian Gay, 50-1 with AK bets. This week's venue looks a serious test of short game. Jack Nicklaus got a little bit of stick for this design. Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear, went a bit crazy with this one because the greens have got some serious undulations. Gay has the short game class to handle this test. He played in the 2022 Senior PGA at this week's venue, finished 8th. He's been in solid form on the round belly circuit lately. 5-time PGA Tour champion. I think he's being a bit disrespected in the market. So, have an each-way bet on Brian Gay.
Right, so give us a roundup then, Steve, of the 3 tournaments and your picks in each one.
Soudal Open, Darius Van Driel, Alex Fitzpatrick, Bernd Wiesberger. Charles Schwab Challenge, Max Homa, Lee Hodges, Christian Bezuidenhout. And Senior PGA Championship, Richard Blandy Bland and Brian Gay.
Lovely. So we can spread it across all over. And what would be your strongest pick of the 3 tournaments? If you can only have one bet this week, what are you playing?
Do you know what? The weather's put me off a little bit in the main tournaments. I think I think as things stand, have a bet on Max Homa, knowing full well there's a chance Scotty Scheffler doesn't play. And get your bets on early. Get on Max Homa, and he's certainly not going to go off a bigger price than what you get now.
Yeah, maybe a false market there. Well, Steve, it's been great to team up with you again.
We've gone
full circle.
We're going down to the pub now, Dave.
That's it. Yeah, with a Dagenham Dave now. All I'm missing is the white van, right? So we're there. So they are Steve's selections. Of course, do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Loads of content across the Racing Post YouTube channel throughout the week. Whether you're into your football, your ground racing, your darts, all sorts. We're churning out all sorts of content now. So get involved. Comments below. As well, next week, Canadian Open, European Open, and as Steve mentioned, the US Women's Open as well. Do remember to gamble responsibly, and we'll see you next time.